Hello friends, welcome back to my channel SK Codify. In this video we are going to see these functions of from keys, values and entries. These are some utility functions that we can use on array in JavaScript. So let's start. Let's see this. First we are going to see the of method. So function. Um, of function is basically a static function. So if we have to call the of function, we have to call on. So you can see it is available in array, directly in array. If I try to call this function on players, it would not be available. See, it's not available. Of is not available. Okay, so this is basically a static function. This function is basically used to create an array in a functional way. So you can see, excuse me, normally, usually what we do to create an array is this way. Inside the bracket we define our element, but the new way of creating an array is this. By of we can create, we can add the element as we want, as many element we want. Let's say the same thing we are going to create. And we will get a result. Players list is equal to. Okay, now let's print this. Console.log players list. Okay, yeah, see this. So this is the way we can create an array. Okay. Um, the next function we are going to see is the from function. This function is also a static function, but what does it mean? The from function, both are used to create an array, but the from function is a bit different. We can create an array using the from function from the object which has length or iterated implemented in it. Like take an example of string. Okay, a string has a function length, so we can create an array from that. So let's create that. Let's see, let's say what we are going to get in result is array of each character from this name. Okay, result is equal to. So the string, excuse me, the string has a property called length. Using that, it can create an array from these values. Okay, let's see another example also, which implements an iterator in it. So here we can take, I have opened this, and we can take this example. Okay. Mm, um, mm, before instead of taking this example, what we can do, let's generate some iterator from this players array itself. Okay. So let's wait for using the from function. Let's use the key function. Excuse me. Mm, so what this key function is going to return is, uh, let's see this. We are going to get the keys, the iterator in hand. Const res- we are going to get an iterator. Okay, console.log. what is there in this iterator object we can see here is call this keys. Okay, so we can say for const key keys. Okay, console.log key. So what is inside that key? The index. Okay, so now we have iterator thing. Okay, iterator in hand, keys, iterator of iterator from this array. uh, Now what we can do, we have this key as an iterator, so we want the this iterator to be converted in array itself back. Okay, so what we can do, we can use the from array dot from function and supply this iterator to it. Okay, we will get result in array console.log result. See this? So we see the two different way of creating this array, creating an array. One is off function and one is from function. So from function, uh, we can convert, uh, we can create an array from the object which has length and length or the iterator implemented in that. Okay, uh, so yeah, that's about the off and from, and you see the keys functions also the same way. Let's see. Okay, the same way we have values function. Okay, which returns the values part of the array. Okay, see this, see this. So we are going to get the values from an iterator. See, what does it return? Values also returns an iterator. Okay, so this is an iterator, and from that we can convert, see, this is the example that I shown you, how we can get an array. How can we create an array from the iterator? We can use the iterator from this way that we already seen, const value of values. Okay, okay, so this is iterable. This is not an array. Okay, that's why we are able to, array itself is an iterator. At array itself implements the iterable, but iterable is not an array, although we can create an array from iterable. Okay, the next function is, the pending function is increase. Increase is the same like keys and values, but it gives you in return the pair of it. Okay, the pair of it. Say increase, 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 and here we can say entry of increase. Sorry, entry of increase. And if we print this entry, what we are going to see is this one. If we have to print only the key, we can use this. Okay, if we have to print the value, we can take the one one index. Okay, so this is all about this video. I hope you would be able to understand. If you don't, if you have any problem, you can please comment. We can discuss that. And one more thing I wanted to display, I wanted to show is that how we can, if we are reading the documentation, how we can understand that which one is a static function and which one is non-static function, that is prototype function that we can call on object. uh, when if you see this type of, whenever whatever the documentation of JavaScript you are reading, and if you see a function which is called upon this, which is called on this prototype, so that means that is not a static function, that can be called on the object, not on class. Okay, so of is a static function here, it is not being called on prototype functions in our object. So let's see what is the difference, that if I try to if I try to call the off function on players, it would not be available actually. Players dot off, see, it's not available. And if I say array dot pop, it's not available here, because the pop function is prototype function, it's non-static function. So to call the pop function, it has to be created, it has to be called on object, on instance. Say this pop. Yeah, so that's all about this video. In the next video, we are going to see the filter, map and reduce function. So if you like my video, please like it and subscribe it and share it and stay connected. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.